Now to create the form, steps are first we will go from formatting toolbar form option. Here we will find the option define form. Provide the form name. For example, form 1 and URL action, that is the form visible on website. That is a form dot html form1 dot html. Method will be get and click on OK button. You will find one blue dotted line, which means you are entered in a form dialog box. Now, here we need to add the label first. To add the label, just type and title, give title to your field name. For example, here we want to add the text box for name. So will the provide option name. It is known as a labeling. This is known as a labeling. Now we need a one text box in front of name. Again, we will go from form option, form field. Form field dialog box will open and we'll select the text option. Here we will provide the field name, same as our labeling, but in a small case, that is a NAME name, and click on the OK button. So here we will find the dialog box. Now we need to add a dialog box for the password. Label it as a password. Select option from form menu. Define. Select field type as a password. Provide the name, in a small case PWD, and click on OK button. So you will find the password. Now we want to create the radio button. Radio button is used for the single option selection only. For example, for gender, we can create the radio button. First, we will go through the form field, select radio button option. Here we have to keep in mind, while we are providing the group name, when we are creating radio button, group name will be common for all the options. For example, in our case, it is a gender. So we'll write in a gender field value. Field value means whatever the value we provide for the first option, array option, we have to provide. In our case, we will provide the male. In a small case, click on OK. So we will find the radio button. Now we will label the radio button. Always it is advisable to give your radio button name and your labeling name will be same. So you no need to remember it. Now again, we need to add one more option, that is the female. Again, form field, select radio button option. Your group name will be common, that is the gender, and your field value will be female. Click on OK button. Now label the second radio button as a female. Sometimes you need to select option more than one option. At that time, you need to create the checkbox button. For checkbox creation of checkbox, we need first labeling it as a hobby. Means multiple options you can select. Select form field option. From field type, we'll select the checkbox. Here we need to provide common checkbox name, field name for all the hobbies. For example, I want to add 3 hobbies: music, dance, and cooking. So the field value will be differ for each and every option, but field name will be common as hobby. First field value will be music. Click on OK. We will find the checkbox button. Here we will label it as it is music. Now the second checkbox, form, define form, form field, checkbox. Field name will be same, that is the hobby, and field value will be cooking. In small case, label as it is cooking. Third, for third checkbox, form filled, checkbox. Field name will be common, hobby. Field value will be reading. As many as hobby you want to add, you can add the same way. Here I have added 3 options. Now, if I want to add some notes or address, then if I want to add some notes and address, then I have to provide the text area for it. For example, feedback hai, suggestion hai, address hai. So this name text box is not sufficient. Text box is not sufficient because it created along with a limited space. So for that purpose, I need to create a text area. My labeling will be address and option will be from form field, create text area. Here I need to provide the field name. Field name will be same as it is my labeling, address, and rows, number of rows and number of columns I need to provide. Now I need a 10 rows and 5 columns. So accordingly, I will create the form. For example, 10 rows and 5 columns. So one big rectangle box I will find to add the content. Uske baad, I need to create a options. If we need to select a single option, then radio button is appropriate option. If I want to select the multiple options, then hobby is a appropriate option. But when I have to provide the limited number of options, when I have a number of list for the options, so then drop down menu is a suitable area. For example, in address, if I want to add the city, so for the city, I have a long list. So for that purpose, I will create the selection list. So from form only, I will select the option selection list. Here, list name will be same as our field name. That is a city. As soon as I create the list name, I will click on add option. My list name will be created. Now I need to add options for the city to create the drop down list. For example, here I am adding 3 cities, that is Vadodara, add option, Anand, add option, and Surat. I have added 3 options. As much as list I want to add, I can add it on. जितना भी लिस्ट में यहाँ पे क्रिएट करना चाहती हूँ कर सकती हूँ और इनिशियली सिलेक्टेड ऑप्शंस भी रख सकती हूँ. फॉर एग्जांपल मैंने वडोदरा पहले लिखा है बट आई वांट टू बाय डिफॉल्ट सिलेक्शन आई नीड अ मुंबई, सॉरी आई नीड अ नडियाद. Initially selected, add options. Okay, so whenever you create the option, Nadiad will be by default selection. Now I need to submit this form. So for that purpose, I need to create a action buttons. Action buttons means we not get the space to write or select the options. But when we click on that button, some action will be occur. For example, reset button and submit button. If we click on the reset button, we will get a fresh form. Whereas we click on the submit button, our form will be submitted to the website. So now here we will create the action buttons. For example, form field. Here we will select the option submit button, that are action buttons. Now field name and field value will be the same as a submit. They are the action buttons. Now I need to add the reset button. Form field. Here I will select the option reset button. Field name and field value will be the same as a reset. Okay, now click on the OK button. Now one work is pending. I have not given the title to my form. So give the title. Make your cursor active on the above name field. Select, instead of body text, select heading 1. And from alignment, select the center. And give the title as registration form. Now we want to view the output of this particular form कि हमने जो ये form fill create किया है that is working properly or not, options are selected or not. So for that purpose, first we need to save the file. So from the file menu, select save as option. Now give your page title. For example, here I will give the P1. Now click on OK button. It will ask me where I need to save this file. I will select desktop, standard 12th folder and build demo folder के अंदर में ये P1 के HTML file save कर. Okay. Now to view the output of this file, I need to minimize KompoZer screen and I will select option standard 12th, build demo and P1 file. So my web browser file form will be created, that is using Google Chrome. So I will check my all the options are working properly or not. Yes, exactly. So here I can write my name. For example, password will be in a non-readable format. In radio button, I can select only one option. In checkbox, I can select multiple options. Here I can write up to 10. Now Nadiyad, Vadodara, Anand, Surat options are available. If I will click on the reset button, so my action should be occur like I need a one fresh form. So I will click on the reset button. All the selection will be deselected. Again, I will fill the form and will check the submit option. By default, every time I will get the Nadia because I have selected as a by default option. When I click on the submit button, my form is submitted over here. That is f1 dot here. You can observe f1.html, which is right now not uploaded, but I will get an idea that my form is submitted to form1.html, what I have provided in the action URL. So, thank you.